You're listening to another AppleVis podcast.
Hi, this is Dan. I'm doing a podcast on an app, and it is called Calendarium, and I'll spell that. That's C-A-L-E, N as in Nancy, D as in David, A-R-I-U-M as in Mary. So put that into the App Store, and it will give you Calendarium. It's 99 cents. As of when I recorded this, I'm going to open it on my home screen.
Calendarium, 166/199.
Okay, now, first off, what is Calendarium? I'll tell you. Calendarium is an app that will tell you what has happened on this day in history, as well as tell you the sunrise and sunset, and as well as a few other things. We can just show it to you. So I'm starting by flicking to the right of the app.
Week 25.
Okay, so I'm in, well, today's date is based on week 25 of the calendar year, or 365 days a year. And the 365 days a year is where our exact number so far into the year is what you heard when the app loaded, and that was the
166/199.
Okay, so we're on the 166th day of the year so far of the 365 days. So I'm going to go back to swiping to the right.
Week 25.
Okay, we did
2015.
2015, that's the year, to current year.
15.
15, that's today's date. And all this obviously is pretty basic things you can get just by not even opening, just tapping your iPhone. But we'll get to some other things here.
5:40 a.m.
5:40 a.m., that's the time of the sunrise, or where I live in the world.
8:32 p.m.
8:32 p.m., so it's pretty late. We're coming up on the longest day of the year here in June for the entire year. But as of today, the time,
8:32 p.m.
8:32 p.m. is when the sun will set.
June.
June is the month.
Planets. Button.
The planets, it's not quite accessible. It says it's a
Planets. Button.
It says it's a button, so I'm going to tap on the button and I'll show you.
Planet.
It shows a picture. I can see some things, but there's really nothing to do on this screen. Obviously, it's a purely visual portion of the app, but the main problem with it is
Swipe 2 or 3
there's nothing here, and you see I'm ending up in the status menu, status bar. So I'm moving around with my finger, but there's nothing. You can't even get out of this. So I'm going to triple tap the home button to turn off VoiceOver for just a second. On this iPhone is running a VoiceOver with its iPhone 5S.
VoiceOver off.
Okay, now I'm going to single tap on the screen. Okay, now I'm going to turn VoiceOver back on. Triple tap on the home button.
VoiceOver on. Calendarium. 166/199.
Okay, and you can see it's put you back where you can actually move around again instead of a screen where you can do absolutely nothing. So let's go back to where we left the screen.
June.
Planets.
Monday.
Monday. Today is Monday. Now we're going to get into more info. That is a button. So I'm going to open that and I'll show you what's in here.
Button.
Now that's an unlabeled button right there. I'm in a different screen from the main screen that opened up from the app when I launched it. But that button that is unlabeled right now, if I tap it, I go back to the main screen of the app. So it's an unlabeled button it's the top left of the screen, and it puts you back to the main screen, which we don't want to do. We want to see what is inside that.
1996, 2000, Monday. More info. Button.
That's where we were. We clicked on more info, and then it put us on an unlabeled button. There it is again. And that's at the top of the screen. So I'm going to flick to the right.
Moon. New moon.
Okay, so it's a new moon tonight.
Shorter than the longest. 0, 1.
That's the length of the day.
Dayland. 14:52.
Okay, now that is the length of the day as far as the light hours go. So these, you can hear the days are pretty long right now.
Longer than the shortest. Plus 5:32.
So it's longer than the shortest by 5 hours, and it doesn't speak it, but there's a colon there, so it's 5 colon and then
Longer than the shortest. Plus 5:32.
5 hours 32 minutes.
Latitude.
And it gives you latitude, longitude, and then actually so it gives you latitude, longitude, and then at the bottom there is another button, but it does the same thing as the one at the top of the screen that was unlabeled. Yeah, this one does the same thing, and it is actually labeled done. So that's all there is to do in this screen. So I am gonna tap the done button to get out of this, and then it puts you back to that day number, how many days so far we are into this year of 2015. So that takes care of about the upper 1/3 of the screen. I'm putting my finger, just moving around.
8:30.
Again, remember these are the information we went over already. So if I go back to that button, the more info.
June. Planets. Monday. More info.
More info, and then I'm going to swipe to the right again.
Tap and hold to share.
Now it doesn't tell you what it would share, but I'm going to go to the right, so I'll show you.
2002 near Earth asteroid 2002 and then misses
2002 nearest asteroid. So it's giving me information that happened on this date, and the newest information it has for today's date is from 2002. So then if we wanted to share that,
2002 near tap and hold to share.
we would tap it.
Tap and hold to share. Alert.
And it brings up enable airdrop, and airdrop, message, mail, Twitter, Facebook, more, and more options you always get in these. Okay, we're going to cancel. I share this, and it only shares the single item that it just read to you, as well as a link, actually linking a hyperlink to itself in the iTunes store. So in other words, I'm going to cancel out of the share, and that's telling you 2002's event from this day in history, basically, is what this is. But then if I go to the next item,
1996, the Provisional Irish Republican Army explodes a large bomb in the middle of Manchester, England.
So this goes back to 1996, so there's a gap there from 2002. But so if I was to have shared
2002 near Earth asteroid 2002,
any of these, it would only share the single event. It's not going to share all of these, because if I take my finger, on anywhere of the list of items that happened on this day in history, such as the asteroid,
2002 near 1996,
that's the second item.
1994 Israel and Vatican City established full diplomatic
That's the
relations.
third item, and you can just do a swipe with 3 fingers to go down, and you can hear how many items it has for today that happened on this day in history. So
rows 5 to 11 and 48.
Okay, so there's 48 things you could read just that happened today. Wow, that's a pretty good number. So you can sit here for a while and read these things, and it's a good way to, if you're waiting for somebody or anything like that, you're waiting for a ride or something, you can sit here and open up that and see what happened this day in history years ago, and get in a conversation with somebody and say, did you know such and such happened? I always find things in here I never knew. And a neat thing about this app also is there's a list of items which described under the information about the specific day, like the sunrise and so forth. You have under that information, you have the list of the events, and then at the bottom of the screen, I'm just going to take my finger and go right above my home button to get to the bottom.
Today.
Yeah,
button.
Today. It says it's a button. I mean, I guess I can tap it, but it's just there's nothing for it to change, because today is today. In other words, I'm already viewing today. But if you do a single finger swipe to the left, it says less than. So you can tap it once, and it does not show you the information regarding sunrise and the date and so on, but you know that it's one day back. So in other words, it's information from yesterday. So if I take my finger and I go to the top of the screen,
1994, the 1994 Stanley Cup right.
1994.
Rangers win the Stanley Cup from Vancouver, causing an estimated 1.1 million Canadian dollars,
Wow.
thus forcing 200 arrests.
Okay, so I'm not going to, you get the idea. So in other words, you can see how many items are in this list as well.
Rows 8 to 16 of 46.
46. So around the same number as today. And this is a whole list of items that happened yesterday as far as history goes. So we want to say we want to go back to today. So then that's when you would use the today button. Remember, that's right above the home button on the iPhone.
June 14, 2000.
But it's showing you yesterday's date.
Greater than.
So then you would hit the greater than button, which is to the bottom right of the screen. So I'm going to tap that once.
Greater than.
And then it doesn't really say anything, but if you put your finger on the screen again, like in the top area, you can find out that
15.
There. Okay, 15. That is today's date.
5:40 a.m.
5:40 a.m. Same information we reviewed already. So you can hear you are back to, and you can even go down to the bottom of the screen and it should say today. So that you indeed truly are in the right day if you want to read about today again. And nice thing is also you don't have to wait until tomorrow to read about tomorrow, or rather the information that took place on the June 16th. You just have to hit the greater than button again at the bottom right, and it'll show you again. I'll take my finger at the top of the screen and it says
1997, the Darren Lapker massacre in Algeria. 50 people are killed.
So then you want to go back to
June 16,
of course,
2015.
yes, yesterday as far as less than, which is now today. So that is the app, and then I will also show you what is in the settings as far as the settings go. So I'm going to use the app switcher, double tap on the home button.
Settings. Running.
I'm going to activate that. And then in the settings you have, I'm going to double tap on Calendarium's settings.
Calendarium. Settings. Back button. Calendarium. Heading.
Single finger swipe to the right is what I'm doing.
Allow Calendarium to access. Heading.
Okay.
Location.
Location. And I have mine set to
allow location.
Double tap on that.
Location. Calendar. Location. Heading. Allow location access. Heading. Never.
I have mine on because otherwise it won't give you the correct information. This one's actually an app that you do want to give it at least some access because it does need it in order to give you sunrise information and so on. And
selected while using the app.
While using the app. So mine will only give me, or it'll only have access to my location while the app is open. And it even says such right below.
Access to your location is available only when this app or one of its features is visible on screen.
Yeah.
App explanation. Your location will be used only to calculate sunrise and sunset times.
Right.
Footer.
That's the footer. That's really all there is to do in here. So I'm gonna
back button.
Get into the main settings area of Calendarium.
Back button.
And I'm not ready to do that yet.
Calendarium. Heading. Allow Calendarium. Location.
And then location.
Allow Calendarium to access location.
And that's it.
Selected while using the app.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll go back to the settings.
Calendarium. Back.
And that's the only thing in the settings. So that is Calendarium by Idea Studio. Version 1.5 and it's 4.6 megabytes. It's a nice app to read information that you didn't know, that you couldn't, it's a history app, and it's worth picking up. It's a good way to learn new information. You can contact me. My name is Dan, and my email is utalk2d@ymail.com, and that's the number 2, so it's U, T as in Tom, A, L, K as in kite, number 2, @Y, M as in Mary, AIL.com. I hope you enjoyed this.
This podcast has been brought to you by the AppleVis community. For the latest in resources and tips and tricks to help you get the best from your Apple device, visit us online at www.applevis.com.